Welcome to the Art of Classiness Podcast, a show where we redefine what it means to be a classy lady. And sometimes it's messy. I'm Robin.
And I'm Deborah, two friends turned classy ladies who are here to discuss life's ups and downs, navigating the complexities of adulthood, and how the gift of friendship is essential to belonging.
Today, we're diving into some of the most controversial wedding-related dilemmas from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. From family tensions and destination weddings to a sisterly dress dilemma, we've got it all.
These situations ask some tough questions. When do you put family first? And when do you set boundaries for your own happiness? How much is too much when it comes to expectations?
We'll break it all down and, of course, throw in our own perspectives to help you navigate the messiness with grace.
So follow along, give us your feedback, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up, classy ladies and gentlemen? Deborah, let's do a check-in. How are you?
I am checked in. I am here. I'm ready to go.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, I completed the triathlon this past week.
You did!
I sure did.
Yay!
I am now a 5-time triathlete, which is great. So yeah, I thought it went really well. I had very low expectations, not necessarily for any self-deprecating reasons, but, I'm 41.
Yeah.
I'm not as spry as I used to be, But I hit all my goals. I thought the swim went super well, and the bike ride was awesome. Went very fast on the bike, probably too fast because the run was not as fast as I wanted it to be, but my only goal with the run was to not stop to walk. And I accomplished that goal. And it is humbling to run in some of these events because you have to have a lot of markings on your body for your race number. And on your back calf, you write down the event that you're doing and your age. So I'm running and I'm just seeing 55. Okay, cool. 55-year-old man just passing me right now. Awesome. 70-year-old woman. Cool. Awesome. Just you go ahead. I'm in your way. Just so many people passing me. But you know what? Everyone's running their own race, and I thought it went super well. So couldn't have asked for better weather and just a great feeling of accomplishment. And, if you've been listening for a while, this has not really been the best year of my life. It's been very stressful, a lot of hardships. And I always get choked up when I finish a race just because your adrenaline is so high and, you're exhausted. Sometimes, I literally could barely catch my breath by the end. And I crossed the finish line and I went to a tree and I bawled my eyes out.
Was it cathartic?
It was very cathartic. It was so cathartic I was very proud of myself. I felt accomplished. I was grieving a lot of loss in that moment that I've experienced over the past year as well. It was just a very transformational moment that startled many, many onlookers, I will tell you. When I finally came up for air, just a lot of should we say something? Is she okay? But you know what? I was fine. I was great. So yeah, I'm very happy that it is over. And still feeling the high. Lauren and I are let's try to do it again next year. So You might hear us talk about this again next year. But yeah, it was great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of both of you.
I know. I'm proud of us too.
It's a big accomplishment. And you went from 0 to 100. You went from not working out at all to training for a triathlon. So that's really impressive. I applaud you.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I've completed my office. Got my chairs here.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually prime for recording a podcast if only my co-hosts were in the same town.
I know. That's why I got to visit. We can write it off.
Yes. I can write off all of this. But my cousin is who brought the chairs because he lives in Vancouver, Washington, which is right next to Portland.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to visit with his girlfriend this past weekend, and it was really nice. I haven't lived this close to him in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's excited to be close to family as well. And it's about a 3.5-hour drive, I think. And yeah, we just had a really nice time hanging out. I took them to Tumalo Falls for a hike. There was still snow.
Whoa.
We got to a certain point where there was snow, and we just had to turn around because we weren't wearing the right shoes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy because you get where the hike started, like it was hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot. The sun was out. It was hot. Like my cousin was wearing tank top and shorts and sandals. And then we found snow. It was like, what?
Yeah, what is going on?
And then we went to the High Desert Museum the next day, which has a bunch of cool stuff to learn about Oregon itself, but they also had otters.
Oh.
And they have a birds of prey section where they have rescued these hawks and owls. I saw a bald eagle for the first time. I'd never seen one up close.
Oh, so cool.
So yeah, just a nice weekend, enjoying the outdoors. It's a new lifestyle.
Absolutely.
In Austin, it was a lot, mostly because I lived there for so long, but it's a lot easier to just not leave the house for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Bend, it feels like I want to go explore. I want to go find things to do. I want to, there's so many different hikes and bodies of water to discover. Struggling with that mental adjustment because there's the me that, I just want to be inside. I just want to stay home.
Yeah.
Be cozy. But then I feel guilty because there's so much beauty outdoors. I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'll find my routine.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. Speaking of family, we have some juicy Am I the Asshole stories having to do with family and weddings. Since it's wedding season, we wanted to make this like a wedding-focused episode, and they also all happen to be related to like family issues. So I love this because I just had a therapy session where all I did was talk about my family. So,
yeah, I mean, let's be real, and I mean this so lovingly, but some of the biggest assholes at your wedding are usually family members. So it is no surprise that we have 4 very different stories of brides, grooms, and guests all trying to figure out, am I the asshole for something that they did at a wedding or something that happened to them at a wedding?
yes. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Would I be the asshole if I had my wedding in my sister's dream wedding location? Do you think this is Kourtney Kardashian writing in, or?
Probably.
I, 24 female, am from the U.S., but went to university in the U.K. and have been in England since. My fiancé, Nick, 25 male, is from Italy, but similarly came to the U.K. for uni. My sister, Sarah, 27 female, is someone who has always fantasized about her wedding. Pinterest stuff, hundreds of pics in her camera roll, follows a bunch of wedding bakery Insta pages, etc. Her dream wedding location has always been an Italian vineyard. When deciding our wedding location, Nick and I were going between New York, London, and Tuscany, where his family is from. We chose Tuscany because 1, we find it the most beautiful. 2, his family has a huge vineyard where they're happy to host everyone. And 3, with the money we'd save for venue and accommodations, we could pay for the airfare of all of our guests coming from the U.S. Wow! It'll be a small wedding, max 50 people, around 15 from the U.S., 10 from the U.K., so it's doable. Any way we go about it, it'll be a destination wedding for some people. So Tuscany is thus the best financially speaking. My sister, however, is furious. She called me selfish for doing this to her, since I've never cared nearly as much about weddings, but now I'm stealing her dream location. My parents were on her side till I told them Nick and I would be covering all our family's airfare and accommodations, and then they were placated. They worried family members wouldn't want to go to 2 destination weddings in Italy. Sarah, however, has not come around, even when I've tried to explain the reasoning behind it all. After talking with my mom today, she suggested that we just have it in England to keep the peace, since this means so much to my sister, while I've never cared much for weddings. She said she and my dad discussed and think they're able to cover the cost of all the airfare for people flying from the U.S., which might be financially doable for them, but really not ideal as they're both retired. I'm not sure what to do now. Nick strongly prefers Italy, but he isn't adamantly against London. His parents very much want to host the wedding. I don't think I'm the asshole since this is literally where Nick's family lives, but I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. So would I be the asshole if I don't give in? Oh my God.
I got married in Italy. Am I saying that you stole? How did that go? You stole my wedding country. I mean, that is literally what this is. That is that soundbite between the Kardashian sisters. I mean, let's first unpack the sister. Did she say if the sister's even in a relationship, let alone engaged?
She did not.
I'm assuming that the sister's not even engaged. Okay, so this isn't even in the cards. You're not even in the territory of like even picking a date, let alone a wedding venue. So this just feels like so ego-driven that I can't get behind the sister at all. I cannot see any logic that you would even bring this up to your sister who is a bride and getting married in the area that the fiancé is from. Like, that is the most important part of this story.
It's so insane to me. Like, the fiancé is from there. His family owns a vineyard. You have a free place to host a wedding in another country. It's not like they willy-nilly just picked a random European country. Like, there are reasons, financial and personal.
Right.
I can't believe her parents are even like, just do it in England to keep the peace. Go fuck yourself. This is my wedding. Okay?
This is what it's giving me. Did she say in this post if the sister is older or younger than her?
Older. 3 years older.
There it is. There it is. It's classic older sister syndrome. And this poor younger sister, I'm going to go ahead and just assume that she might even be the middle child. This is classic birth order. Like, the oldest one has a tantrum because things aren't going perfectly to plan, and the parents have pit the sisters against each other and are essentially trying to talk the one that is actually getting married, has a very real plan to get married, out of not only what could be her dream location, whose dream location wouldn't be the Tuscan area of Italy. Like,
I've actually been to a wedding in Tuscany, and I'm here to say it's amazing. It's such a stunning backdrop.
To be talked out of that and to also lose the connection to your fiance's family and that family history. And I gotta say, the older sister is playing her cards all wrong because you could run it back. You could run it back. You could do this whole wedding again in Italy, and you would have a affordable venue with people that you know and trust. Your family and friends might enjoy returning, right? Like, would you have gone to a second wedding in Tuscany if you were invited?
Yeah,
absolutely. A dream location. Like, nobody's going to say, we already went to a wedding there, so we don't want to go. Like, either way, it sounds like both of these daughters are going to have destination weddings. So their mutual friends and family are going to be facing this kind of dilemma no matter what. But it's like she could easily be like, I'm going to get in with your family. And in 3-5 years when I get married, this is where I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it like this way. I'm going to have this theme, or we're going to go to this area. Like, you could actually make this beneficial for you, but instead your ego has made you ruin it for everybody.
Also, what about when you do meet the person you're going to marry? The reason Seth and I chose Switzerland because that was the first big trip we went on together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, her story could change. She could change her mind about what country she wants to get married in. And she's already preemptively, she's calling dibs on a country and she's not even in a relationship, seemingly. Like, that is so stupid to me.
So stupid. And can you imagine if the bride concedes and says, fine, we'll get married in England, which I'm sure would be fine, right? I'm sure would be beautiful and everyone would have a good time. But you didn't get married in your fiance's property, which would have saved you so much money. And then your sister like elopes in Vegas as like a shotgun wedding and doesn't even get married in Italy. Like, that would be so infuriating. You couldn't get over it. You couldn't get over it. Like, to me, obviously there's deeper issues if your own sister can't be happy for you in the way that you're planning your wedding.
Totally.
And there's no way that this bride who is trying to make the best of her situation and take advantage of a wedding industry that is so insane. I don't think you can have a wedding for under like 30 grand anymore. Like, I think it's like impossible. Even like micro weddings are absolutely insane. So it's like if you have the opportunity to get a huge discount, enough that you can pay for your family and friends to attend, you got to take advantage of it. And it's wild to me that someone would be so selfish. So,
yeah.
No.
It's magical that they can pay for 15 of her friends and family to fly over and stay somewhere for free. Like, that is so cool. I guarantee you that sister is not going to be able to offer the same kind of perks.
But you know what? She could, if she got married at the same venue, run it back. Like, again, you're not thinking this through, sister. This is an opportunity for you to also secure a wedding venue on a cheap budget.
Create a tradition.
Exactly.
You could both get married there, have kids, and then your kids might get married there. Aw.
Yeah.
That sounds so cute.
I am nearly positive that the twins, do you know who I'm talking about? Melissa's friends, the twins.
Uh-huh.
I am almost certain that they both got married in the same area of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And not only that, but they wore the same dress.
Really?
Yeah, the second one had it altered. Like the first one that got married, it was like ball gown. And when her sister, her twin, got married, she had like all the fluff taken out and like altered into more of like a straight down dress, but same dress. So sometimes you can embrace that and, like you said, make a tradition. But the sister is just all up in her own ego, ruining this for everyone. I say, poster, not the asshole. Sister, total asshole. And hopefully a spinster.
Oh, damn.
In the future.
Debbie's going hard. You don't deserve to get married.
You don't deserve to get married with that attitude.
If you're going to throw a toddler tantrum like that, that's what she's doing. She's throwing a tantrum. All right.
Declared, not the asshole.
Declared. Your turn.
Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my sister the wedding dress I bought even though I'm not getting married anymore? So I, 29 female, was supposed to get married last year, but my fiance and I ended up breaking things off a few months before the wedding. It was mutual, no drama, just realization that we weren't compatible long term. The thing is this, I had already bought my wedding dress custom made, cost me nearly $4,000. I know, that's a lot, but I paid for it entirely myself, and it meant a lot to me at the time. After the breakup, I packed it up and put it in storage. Haven't been ready to sell it or do anything with it yet. It's emotional. Here's where it gets messy. My younger sister, 24 female, recently got engaged. We're not super close, kind of different people, and she's always been a bit entitled, honestly. She came over a few weeks ago, saw the dress when we were organizing my storage closet, and asked if she could have it for her wedding. I kind of laughed and said, "No, that's mine." She got annoyed and said, "But you're not even getting married. You're just going to let it rot in a box?" I told her again, "No, it's personal to me, and even though I'm not using it now, I'm not giving it away." She asked if she could buy it at a discount, and I said I wasn't ready to sell it. She threw a fit, called me selfish, and said I was being dramatic over, quote unquote, just a dress. My mom is now involved and thinks I should give it to her as a gesture of sisterly love, and because it's going to waste. But I honestly feel like she's only asking because she doesn't want to pay for one herself, and she's not exactly struggling financially. So now that I have my sister and my mom acting like I'm heartless and petty for not handing it over, but it feels like a boundary I want to keep. Am I the asshole?
Goodness. First of all, no, it's your dress. You paid for it. It's custom made. No. Also, it's not an act of sisterly love. It sounds like your sister's just being a spoiled brat. And they're saying mean things to her about the dress, too, which, I'm sure that doesn't feel good. She's already sad about, just because they agreed that the relationship wasn't going to work out doesn't mean she isn't still mourning that relationship and what it could have been.
Yeah.
The dress represents that.
1,000%. And I understand from an outside perspective looking in. You're like, this dress is just sitting in a box. You probably are not going to wear it when you do get engaged and married because there might be some bad juju there. I don't know if I would feel comfortable wearing a dress that I was going to wear for another man, but it's economical. And in times like these, we got to be scrappy. So I get it. And it's a $4,000 dress. So I'm hoping that it fits perfectly and has every, embellishment imaginable or is made with incredible material. And it's possible that since there was no drama for the calling off of the wedding, as the poster says, that maybe her mom and her sister feel like she should be moved on from this, like, oh, it wasn't even that big of a deal. I mean, it wasn't a huge, but it's not that you endured trauma. You guys just decided not to get married. Like, it might be that she has held it together so well that they don't know how deep and impactful this dress is to her.
Which is still kind of silly to me because whether or not she's handled the breakup well, it doesn't change the fact that this dress represents something.
Mm-hmm.
And even if she did let her sister wear it, I feel like that's going to bring up a lot of mixed feelings at her sister's wedding too. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, can you imagine watching someone else walk down the aisle in not just a dress that you wanted or tried on and didn't like, but a dress that you were supposed to be getting married in?
It was custom made.
Custom made.
She didn't just buy it off the rack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the sister and mom are being insensitive.
I was just going to ask. So I think it's clear that the poster is not the asshole, in my opinion.
I agree.
But let's decide who's the bigger asshole, the mom or the sister?
How old is her sister? 24.
24.
I'm going to say the mom because she's old enough to understand. You know better.
The mom knows better because we've talked about it before. Every bride goes through a period of time where you're insufferable. Okay, you are stressed out. You are planning the biggest event of your life. All of your hopes and dreams need to come to fruition on this day. That's the kind of pressure that brides put on themselves. So with that comes tunnel vision and being insufferable. And she's 24. Her frontal lobe cortex isn't even completely formed yet. She's just a baby adult. She hasn't even made it out of the womb of teenage self into adulthood yet. So I give her kind of a pass. The mom should have absolutely known better and understood that just because she doesn't understand trauma does not mean that her daughter is not still experiencing trauma. And so forcing her to move quickly through this grieving process of a life that she thought she was going to have. When you say yes to getting married to someone, you literally picture your entire life with them. And that life is over. So it is a grieving process. The mom should have absolutely not pit these two daughters against each other and put the poster in an uncomfortable position to give away something so meaningful. So I think the mom's the biggest asshole.
100%. And she also said it was going to waste. I don't think the dress is going to waste. I think she's going to find a way to sell it or get rid of it in a way that's meaningful for her. Like, she can choose to do whatever she wants with it. It doesn't matter. The fact is she's not ready to give it up right now, and you need to respect that, and they are not.
Yeah. Now, I would say the poster would potentially be an asshole if she was like, I was going to donate it to a women's shelter. I don't want my sister to have it. Then I could see like, well, give it to your sister. You know what I mean? Like, then it's like you're kind of...
Then it takes us back to like, she has to attend that wedding and watch someone walk down.
That's true.
From my perspective, I would want it to get used, just not see it get used.
That's a great point. That's a good point.
And that's not just like, you're also welcome to not give a shit and be like, yeah, sure, you can have my dress. Happy to give it away. But that's not how she's feeling in this situation. And her family is not respecting that. Boundaries, people.
Yeah. Boundaries. You got to keep them. You got to keep them boundaries.
So, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Declared.
Pop, pop. Declared. Story 3.
Am I the asshole for telling my family that my sister strongly implied that she doesn't want me at her wedding, causing most of them to RSVP no? My sister and I have always had a complex relationship and are very different from one another, but I do love her and I only want her to be happy. She got engaged a few months ago, and at the beginning of last month, she called me and told me that they're going to have the wedding in Alberta since his whole family is there. Then she said that she wants me to be there, but would totally understand if I didn't come since I don't fly and it's a 3 to 4 day drive. At that moment, I didn't realize she was telling me not to come, so I told her that I wouldn't miss it for the world, that I would drive with our cousin and make a road trip out of it. Last Thursday, I got my invitation, and when I called to RSVP, I asked about the dress code, since my dad told me that she emailed him about a certain color suit and tie so they could coordinate the pictures. She told me that I didn't have to worry about that it's nothing personal, but because I have stretched ears, piercings, and a tattoo on my hand, I don't fit the aesthetic they're going for. So if I come, we'll take pictures with just us, but I won't be in the pictures. I don't cry often, but that made me cry, and I told her that if she doesn't want me there, I won't go. She didn't say anything, and we hung up. On Friday, I had lunch with my grandparents, and my uncle told them about it. My grandmother got so upset that she started crying and told me that if I'm not welcome, neither are my grandparents. My aunt and her husband and all my cousins RSVP'd no, and my brother and parents are thinking about not going as well. Although it means the world that they love me so much, I feel awful, like I've ruined my sister's wedding, that I should have kept my mouth shut. Tell me, am I the asshole?
Just when the RSVP dominoes start falling and you're the one that maybe kicked off the chain, that is such a shitty feeling. So I feel so badly for her because
that's definitely not what she wanted.
It's not what she wanted. It wasn't really her intention. Now, playing devil's advocate a little bit, she also probably didn't need to spread all that information to her family, grandma, grandpa, brother, parents, so yeah, it sounds like she had a captive audience with her family, and to tell your parents is one thing, right? But then to go outside and tell grandma, grandpa, the uncle, now you're definitely participating you're making other people involved in this drama as well, because now they know something about the bride that they can't unknow and they can't unsee. And it is definitely putting the bride in a very unfavorable light. And I understand that she was hurt personally, but she did participate in the kicking of the dirt up in the air so that everybody had to sort of address it,
Yeah, but it seems like it happened really close together, like that conversation with her sister, and then she had lunch with her family. And so maybe the emotions were still really raw and she just wanted to talk through it. I don't know how close she is to her family, but
yeah, I think the actions are definitely understandable, right? It's your sister, right? And it's not like she thought she was going to be maid of honor or even a bridesmaid. It sounds like she accepted the fact that she's just a guest and a family member at this wedding and not going to be standing up at this wedding, which is already kind of hard when you are an immediate family member and you're not participating in the bridal party. But to be told that the way you look doesn't fit an aesthetic is the most shallow thing in the world.
People who get that intense about their weddings, I'll never understand.
I don't understand. It comes and goes, and the next day is just another day in your life.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think we put way too much value, not only on weddings, but it's all about, like you said, the aesthetic, the pictures, the Instagram posts, the wedding video. Everybody wants their wedding to appear 10 times more fun and magical than it actually was. Let's be honest. Most weddings, there's a lull. Some weddings are just not that fun. And, because you have someone who's focused way too much on the superficial details and not in taking time to appreciate the people who showed up for you. I actually saw a clip from a wedding coordinator the other day, and she said, there's one thing that absolutely makes or break a wedding, and it is something that you cannot buy, and that is being surrounded by people who genuinely love the couple. She's like, every great wedding I have ever been to, it had nothing to do with the floral arrangements, even the venue or the food. It always came down to really seeing the love in the room of everybody who loved and supported the couple getting married. If you don't have that, nothing can buy that feeling. And so when you are actively pushing people away who are trying to give you that love and affection, I hope this bitch had a terrible wedding. I'm going to say it. I hope her wedding sucked. I don't care who came.
I wonder if it has happened yet. How long ago was this story? 10 days ago. This is very recent. I don't think the wedding has even happened yet.
Very fresh.
Someone commented, "Not the asshole. You had every right to speak to your family about being hurt. It was their choice to turn down the invitation." And then she commented, "I'm second guessing myself, wondering if I said something to them and not to say it to a friend because subconsciously I knew they'd react badly. I know that consciously I wasn't trying to be vindictive, but ...
Yeah. See, this is kind of what I was saying at the beginning. Like, she probably knew that she was spilling tea that was going to have consequences. So I don't think she's a totally innocent.
Oh, it's a boy.
What?
Yeah.
So this is a brother?
Their response to someone else says, "I'm a he, by the way. We are brother and sister, not two sisters." Sorry if that wasn't clear.
It was not clear. It was not clear.
This is why you specify.
You say your age and an M or an F or whatever other. Oh my God. Okay.
I visualized a woman the whole time.
The entire time. I'm thinking, I was just, I saw bangs. I saw glasses. I saw gauges. Oh my God.
So there's that.
What do we do with this information?
I'm going to read the comment that he responded to. "Honestly, you'd have to be a bit dense to not get the message his sister was sending him. She totally understands if OP doesn't come. OP won't be in the wedding photos. Silence when asked if she didn't want OP to come. Give me a break. Not the asshole, OP. Your sister made her feelings known, and now your family is showing solidarity and making their feelings known. Blaming yourself takes away their agency, their choice. Blaming yourself implies that your entire extended family can't think for themselves. I completely understand your response and even your instinct to blame yourself, but your sister has absolutely nobody to blame but herself, and your family absolutely has the right to come together and show you and your sister how much you mean to them. Don't let anyone or any commenter tell you different."
Mic drop. I mean, does that commenter want to just come on the show and answer all of these "Am I the assholes?" Like, that was perfectly said.
Yeah, very well put. And yeah, damn. The part that really got to me was like, you won't be in the family photos.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, you don't like the aesthetic of them so much so that you don't even want this memory?
It's your family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that to me says that she doesn't view her family in the way that most people value family.
Well, and with how close he is to the family in general, it tells me like it's not like he's estranged from everyone.
No, it sounds like they have his back and not hers. It sounds like they're all waiting for an excuse to not have to go to this wedding. And then he just handed it to them on a silver platter.
Maybe. That's a good point. Sister sounds like Bridezilla already.
Your sister sucks. She doesn't value the things that are important. The family knows that. They're willing to teach her this lesson by not going. I say, poster, you are not the asshole.
Agreed. Declared.
Declared.
All right. Last one.
Okay, here we go. So far, it's an asshole-free episode. Let's see if this last one changes that for us. Would I be the asshole for skipping my brother's wedding after he skipped mine? I, 27 female, got married to my husband, 28 male, last April. We sent out wedding invites a full year before our wedding and sent reminders 6 months before. My brother Jacob, 22 male, is the youngest of 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy, and my parents have always treated him like their precious gold child who can do no wrong. As adults, this has caused a lot of tension between us. He acts like a raging hormonal 16-year-old boy. It's definitely gotten worse with his fiancée, Kelly, 21 female, enabling his bad behavior. Kelly is constantly telling him we don't appreciate him enough and we should be grateful to have him as a sibling. My parents think me and my sisters don't understand him and that we don't give him enough grace. Jacob told me a week before my wedding he wasn't coming because he was going to be busy with Kelly and they were going on vacation. I begged him to come and emphasized how important it is to me that he come to my wedding. My mom got involved at this point and assured me he would be there and not to worry. I didn't find out until an hour before I walked down the aisle he wasn't there and didn't intend to be. I was devastated. My sisters and my husband had to calm me down. I had my heart set on my entire family coming, and he was our ring bearer. When Jacob told my family him and Kelly were engaged, I was happy for him. He announced his wedding date was May 30th of this year. He emphasized that we all have to be there. His fiancée sent a text saying that our attendance was mandatory. I've been debating skipping his wedding. I don't get along well with Kelly, and my brother skipped my wedding. I mentioned possibly not going to my mom, and she was pissed and told everyone. Now my brother, Kelly, and my parents are calling me an asshole, brat, and petty for maybe skipping his wedding. My sisters and husband agree with me that I don't have to go since they didn't come to mine. But I don't know, would I be the asshole for skipping my brother's wedding? Minor update, turns out my husband wasn't invited. And my oldest sister's wife isn't invited either. Kelly doesn't want any spouses there since they are, in her words, temporary, and she doesn't want them in any pictures. My oldest has decided not to attend because of that reason. I found this out 5 minutes after I posted. Okay.
Wow. The audacity. The entitlement.
The audacity of Kelly.
And the brother.
The brother seems like a little sheep, and Kelly is running this show. Running the show.
They're both brats. They are both brats with undeveloped prefrontal cortexes. Should not be getting married.
21 years old. Oh my God. Why?
Yeah. Speaking about temporary, that's temporary.
Yeah, of course you think it's temporary. Of course you think that spouses are temporary because you obviously don't understand the commitment that you are about to make to a literal child. 21 is a child. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ugh. Kelly sucks.
Kelly sucks. And unfortunately, we all know a Kelly. We all know a Kelly that just creeps into someone's life, finds a very vulnerable, just spineless person, and then is like, I'm the captain now.
We talked about a Kelly in our last episode.
We sure did. We sure did. That was our Kelly and our Kelly.
Our Kelly.
But yeah, unfortunately, Kelly's come along and they blow up everything. And sometimes, the Chads come along and do the same thing. But man, Kellys really have a way of just really sinking their teeth into somebody and just completely extracting them from all of their friends and family. And I'm not saying that the brother is innocent by any means. It sounds like they didn't exactly have a close relationship either. But the reason that the brother didn't go to the poster's wedding is because him and Kelly were going on a vacation, which tells me that Kelly is like, if you love me, you'd come with me to Myrtle Beach. And he was like, okay.
Yeah. But still, to wait until an hour before the wedding to declare that you're not coming, like, that is such garbage.
Such garbage.
And he was a ring bearer? Like, he's in the wedding.
A ring bearer. In the wedding. In the wedding.
They're both petty little brats. Like, it's crazy, like, how recent OP got married.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're just turning around and demanding the opposite of everything that they did for her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, when is a wedding ever mandatory?
Yeah, and like, okay, well, ours obviously wasn't mandatory to you, so why would I respect what you have to say when, like, your brother's attendance was actually mandatory because he was the one bringing the ring down the aisle,
Seriously.
Like, which is always hilarious to me when there's like adult ring bearers, but
And yeah, well, now I just think ring bear.
Ring bear. How I Met Your Mother. You guys should watch it.
And to not invite the significant others on top of that, it's like, only you can come. Can't bring your husband or wife. Like, what kind of wedding is that? That sounds lame.
But to not invite a spouse.
That is bizarre.
Not only a spouse. This isn't like Kelly, she told her boss, like, hey, we're keeping it small. Can you leave your wife at home? No. This is your future sister and brother-in-laws. Like, you are communicating a very strong message of you guys are not important enough. And this is not really a family.
I shudder to think what holiday get-togethers will look like for this family.
I know, because the parents seem to still be apologizing and enabling their son. So I'm sure there's going to be some division. Here's the thing. Everything leading up to the update, I would have said that the poster was being deliberately petty, that there's always room to be the bigger person, and that, she can't feel regret for something somebody else did to her, but she may feel regret for something that she deliberately does. So, like, she has to deal with her own shit to get over the fact that Jacob didn't come to her wedding, but it might actually be harder for her to reconcile her decision to not go to her brother's wedding, right?
Yeah, because it seems like she actually cares about those kinds of things.
Because she cares about those kind of things. But now with this update that her own husband wouldn't be invited and that her oldest sister's wife isn't invited either, like, to have to choose between your husband and your brother is just a very shitty position that she should not have to be in. And I think it just communicates everything about Kelly. And unfortunately, sometimes you can't keep family in your life.
It's true. It's so true. I was just going to say, both of us have had to face those difficult truths before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it wasn't by our choice, No.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes your family doesn't like you, and that sucks, but it is a reality. It just doesn't sound like OP's brother cares about her enough to stand up to his fiance and say, these people are going to be included in the wedding, or at least say, I am really sorry for not going to your wedding, to like make amends. He does not care enough about his own sister. So why should she keep pouring into a relationship that is not giving it back at all?
Yes. And it says here, my brother, Kelly, and my parents are calling me an asshole. Like, your parents are getting in on this. They have taught your brother how to act.
Mm-hmm.
They have taught him he can get away with anything, and they will give him anything.
Yep.
They suck too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe your parents aren't defending you. Like, what the hell? I'm just so blown away by this.
The only silver lining is that this is definitely not going to be Jacob's last wedding. Okay.
No, or Kelly's.
Or Kelly's. And that this will run its course, and they're 21 and 22. If they make it down the aisle, they probably won't see their third wedding anniversary. And maybe Jacob will become more mature, become a better brother, and they can do better the next time.
There you go. OP can attend the next wedding, and that's what she should say.
Yeah, I'll catch you at the next one.
Not going to make this one. Catch you at the next one, though, bro.
Yeah.
That's the kind of petty that I want to see.
I like that kind of petty.
Yes.
I like that kind of petty.
Yes. Do we have a top comment?
Okay, here's the top comment. Not the asshole. Sounds like your parents enable his behavior. Mom said he would be at your wedding, and I bet she didn't get mad at him when he didn't show. And the poster replied, nope, she wasn't the slightest bit upset he didn't come. She actually told me to grow up and not cry like a baby because he was busy. She had no care in the world he didn't come and kept telling me it was my job to be an adult because I was older and set an example for him. Okay, poster, you need to just cut these people out. They don't give a shit about you in the way that you need family to give a shit about you.
This is a narcissistic mother, 100%, and the son is her golden child.
Mm-hmm. It's the worst kind of boy mom.
Yep.
So, poster, you're not the asshole.
Oh, the next comment, not the asshole. They're 22 and 21. I would be honest and tell him you'll catch his next one.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, Kelly said spouses are temporary. Anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one to read.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not the asshole. And I am just so sorry that your family is treating you this way. It's devastating.
Yeah, so all of these stories, we had posters posing questions if they were the asshole or would they be the asshole, and none of them were. But maybe if you're listening, you can learn a lesson as to how to not treat someone who is getting married, okay? Don't put yourself in this situation where you are the asshole that is ruining the wedding day for a family, friend, or loved one.
Well said.
Boom.
Now it's time for our class act of the week, where we highlight someone who's shown grace, integrity, and a touch of class. This week, it's Deborah's turn. What you got, Debbie?
All right, it is June, and it is Pride Month here in the States. And I was reminded that 19 years ago, probably right around this time, my older sister came out to my brother and I. And she did it right after my brother's high school graduation. So instead of my brother going to like the kind of somewhat mandatory senior, like all night party that they have, pretty much to just like keep all the students corralled so they don't get wasted. My brother didn't go to that. And so my sister and I took him to Buffalo Wild Wings. And there in a booth, my sister was like, well, you guys should know that I'm gay. And honestly, at that time, 19 years ago, it was a truth that I always knew. I just never thought she would actually say those words out loud at that time. You know, we grew up in a very conservative household, grew up Catholic. And even though all the signs were there, I mean, her and her best friend went to prom together and then just went on a lot of camping trips and then lived together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the signs were there. I just thought she would keep it to herself, quite frankly, until like my parents had passed. I just didn't see her ever having the strength to share her truth. And 19 years ago, she did. And it's crazy knowing her now that I could even ever think that she would not share that part of her life with us.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's now married. And this is also kind of around the time in, I believe it was 2012, it could have been 2013, that I got to be the one to tell her that she now had the federal right to get married in this country. I said, gay marriage is legal. And she said, everywhere? And I said, yep. And she said, wow, look at that. I'm a real person.
Oh, God. That just gave me like goosebumps.
I know. And so it's a very, very hard time for anybody in the LGBTQIA community right now. And I just so admire the strength that she has to show all the time in the face of, you know, discrimination, sometimes thinly veiled, sometimes very overt. And I am proud of her. And I jokingly have been sending her almost exclusively gay TikToks for every single day of Pride Month. Just one gay Pride Month TikTok after another in celebration of who she is and who she's become and who she will become. So, Cynthia, you're my class act of the week.
Aw, I love that. My sister is also queer, and she has experienced so much adversity throughout her life. The stories I've heard are just unimaginable for a human to experience. And so this is for our sisters.
Love you.
And everyone else who identifies as LGBTQ+. We support you, we love you, and fuck Trump.
Keep it in. Love it. Love, love, love. We love you all.
Choose love. And now it's time for Class or Crass, where we take a controversial situation, break it down, and decide whether the behavior was classy or crassy. Today's scenario. You leave a wedding without saying goodbye to the bride and groom. They were busy and you didn't want to interrupt, so you Irish exit. Thoughtful move or totally rude?
So I have been seeing a lot of discourse about this on social media, like from wedding planners and stuff like that. So I can see both sides, right? On one hand, if you're the bride and groom, you want the opportunity probably to, spend time with your guests. I mean, it's so fleeting. Everything kind of happens really quickly. But at the same time, like sometimes the end of the night is finally when the bride and groom get to fully enjoy the wedding, right? They're not going around to the tables, making small talk. They're not being pulled away from the photographer to get pictures. They're not cutting the cake. They're not doing the ceremonial stuff, the dress change, whatever it is. It's like that last 30, 40 minutes is like when you finally get to just dance and enjoy the night. And I personally, as a guest, don't want to interrupt the final moment of just like, I'm having such a good time on the dance floor, especially if I know I'm maybe going to see them at like the brunch the next morning, or if I'm not flying out of town right away. So I think depending on when you choose to do it, I do think it can be classy if it is for the sake of not wanting to interrupt the bride and groom's final chance at having a good time. What do you think?
I'd agree with that. Yeah, like what are the other variables? Do you have an early flight out the next morning or not? Then you would go say goodbye. Like at our wedding, we had friends that had to leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So they made sure to come and say goodbye to us before they went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Yeah. But if you're going to see them the next day at brunch, or if you live in the same town, yeah, I don't see any issue.
Right.
With a little Irish goodbye, especially if the bride and groom are in it having a good time. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to interrupt that.
So I had an idea for a wedding business.
Okay.
A vendor, an Irish exit booth. And it's right by the door. And if you didn't get a chance, or maybe if you did, you go in a little booth and you record a little message as a thank you for having me at the wedding, Irish goodbye. Didn't get a chance to see you, but saying goodbye. And then the next day and then forever, the bride and groom can like watch everybody have just a little moment where they can talk to the bride and groom.
There's like a voicemail thing you can do. It's called At the Tone or something, after the tone.
Yes. Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
My friend did it at her wedding and I actually forgot to do it. So then she texted me like, hey, can you send a little voice note? I was like, shit.
My bad. I know. See, it's the booze. It's the booze. Sometimes, I
was completely sober.
Well, but it's hard. There's so many things, there's a lot going on.
There kept being someone on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I lost track of it. I forgot. And then I was tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Goodbye. I was being eaten alive by mosquitoes.
So yeah, sometimes you got to scram. Okay, so generally speaking, Irish goodbye, do you think it's classy or crassy?
It could be either.
Mm-hmm.
It could be both. It's like, it just depends. Like whether or not you're going to see them in the very near future to give, I don't know how to say that. Like,
I would say here's how you do it in a classy way. You stay as long as you possibly can. You get a few dance moves in with the bride. You make sure you snap a pic together. And if the time comes where you're leaving and the bride is like doing shots or having a heartfelt moment with a family member and you leave, maybe they have an at the tone thing at their wedding, or maybe you can just send them our favorite thing in the world, a little voice memo, or just a quick snap or a video when you get home. But I think Irish exiting is one thing if you don't want to interrupt the good time, don't want to change the vibes, but say goodbye in a way that is going to let them know that you care, right? Follow up later, text, voice memo, video, whatever it is.
Yeah, there needs to be a follow-up.
There needs to be a follow-up. Sometimes you got to leave when you got to leave. Uber's there. maybe your plus one is throwing up in the bushes and you got to get out of there, right? But follow it up.
Yeah. And it's not hard to just run over and hug them goodbye. I think they'd rather you do that than, honestly, it's up to the bride and groom whether or not it's class or crass. Whether or not they care.
Right.
If you said goodbye or not. And I always make a point to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. You looked beautiful. I love you. I'm going to bed.
I gotta go. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, if you are the kind of bride and groom that you want to dance the night away and just finally enjoy yourself, maybe when you're doing the toast, just say, I love you all. Thank you for coming. If I'm on the dance floor, don't kill my vibe. I totally understand when leave when you got to leave. Everyone has their time to leave.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt my good time.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people in advance whether or not they have permission to leave.
Yes. You don't need my permission to leave. You don't need my permission.
You could also say, thank you for coming. If you leave without saying goodbye, you are dead to me.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Tell people how they should treat you. And that's classy because when you're the bride, you can do whatever you want for one day and one day only.
It's true.
That wraps up today's episode. Whether you've been caught in a wedding drama web or been the one trying to set boundaries, we hope you gained some insight into navigating those tough family moments with grace.
Remember, your happiness matters just as much as family expectations, and setting healthy boundaries is always the classiest thing you can do.
If you've ever been in a wedding-related dilemma or had to choose between family loyalty and personal happiness, we'd love to hear your stories.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Art of Classiness and leave us a review if this episode made you think or laugh.
Thanks for tuning in. And remember, classy is a state of mind.
So mind your classiness. Bye!